Just warming up before I invite in Army Boy. Gotta do a couple of mic checks here. Warm up. Can you hear music in the background?
Kind of a little bit sometimes when you're talking,
Okay.
but it's not bad.
A potty in the house. Let's see here. Copy. Yeah, I popped in one of your stream last night, first
Mm,
time, and a minute, and you were killing it, dude. On the I don't know what you were singing.
mm. I could not tell you.
I hadn't heard you singing
Was it
before.
oh, I don't know.
You just post this, um,
Hmm.
and then I'll.
Are we live?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Just post this in the chat. And I'll invite in Army Boy.
Mm.
Excuse me. It's always awkward
Fucking,
the first 5 minutes of these things.
I know they're very funny. What you need, I don't know if you can do it now in your PS4, but you know the way they have those waiting screens at the start, like where like it doesn't broadcast the audio or anything, but everything's like waiting and ready to go.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oops.
Mm. I don't know.
All right, chat's good there.
Ew.
All right, let me invite in Army Boy. What's up, chat?
What's up, chat?
Kelly King, pro gamer in this bitch. Um,
Wow.
I'm still trying to figure out the PS5.
I'm still trying to get used to getting like 2 and 3 viewers straight off the bat. It's really nice.
Yeah, man. Depends on what time you
S-
stream. I noticed if you. I don't know. Shut up.
No, go ahead.
If like you stream, say 2 hours ago, it seems like nobody's. There's times at the server. It seems like now is the hot time.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's like once, because you know a lot of people had like work shifts and work Saturdays and stuff as well. So like once you start getting into the evening English time, it starts picking up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people have stuff to do on Saturdays as well, you know, like.
True. Yeah. I mean, everybody's got lives. But I
Mm.
feel like this is the prime time for people to get on. It seems like. Armor boy, what's up, brother?
Oh,
Hey, Justin, you're very quiet.
am I?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm gonna test your mic here in a
How about
second, man.
now?
Go ahead. Keep talking.
Da ba da ba da ba da ba da.
Mhm.
Am I good now?
He's got to check the stream. Give it a sec.
It works for me. What do you guys think? I can hear you. Yeah. It's a
Yeah, I
little
can
bit
hear you.
louder. Yeah.
My mic. I'd say my mic had like been turned down, so Astros 50 is a little funky.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Finally got around to doing this. It's been a wild few weeks. Logan Measley, what's up? Kelly King, Highwayman, thanks for stopping by. We got Army Boy Justin, Wyla back in his house. Um, Thanks for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it.
Ah, it's no bother. It's great fun doing these.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I just start like what was your first roleplay server, man? Like how long you been doing this?
Uh, I think like for realism, like with rules and stuff, I would have to say WTR.
Did you have any
like most of
experience?
us.
Yeah,
Before,
yeah, like with any
uh,
type of role playing, like where you're pretending to
oh,
be any type of
yeah,
medium.
oh yeah, it traces back to like when like GTA first came out. Like DayZ came like later on, but like I had RP'd with like being either civilian, soldier, cop, all that stuff for a while. But if you're talking about just DayZ in general, I mean I played servers before, but it wasn't like with being in character. It was just kind of for fun. So
Yeah, that counts though, I think, if you're like if you've got the bug for it, you know what I mean? Just to like test the boundaries of the game a little bit and, you know, do your own thing within it.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
WTR was like your first official, I guess, serious.
for making character wise and like having like journals, stories, and story
Mm.
building. Yeah, it was. I started WTR in January 20th of 2022.
Oh wow, really? That recent?
Oh shit, 'cause I was already
Yeah,
out of there by then, I think.
I think I think
Oh
I
no, it
think
wouldn't have been.
I think my friend Jacob, JP, I think he already was like already in it, and I think he invited me to it, and it took me some while. I mean, I got a roster of I got a roster of problems over there when I first
Oh no.
started, but I wasn't the best at staying in line because it was like it wasn't that I was a rule breaker because I was an asshole. I was more of I just want to get to the point and not sit here and take my time kind of thing. Like it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like, hey, you know what? I really don't want to listen to your rules. It was more like just inconvenience. Like they would get you for looking at the online roster and you
Right.
weren't allowed to be in a party where like 90% of being on WTR was where my life was. Um, but
I agree. I do agree with those rules, to be fair.
Yeah,
yeah,
so do I a little bit. And the online roster, I am okay with checking it if you're just like curious, but if you're clearly like outside of a base and checking to see who's logging on and out, like
that's what they did it for because like I'm assuming that people like use the roster to find people or go to people's base. But I know recently there was like an idea discussion in their Discord about like taking away that rule because people are kind of getting sick of, hey, I don't really want to travel halfway across the map to go see Billy Bob and Joe, and Billy Bob or Joe aren't going to be on for the rest of the weekend. And I just don't really want to do that. Some people call it lazy. Some people would call it, not wanting to RP. Might find people, but I mean, I agree in some sense. Like if you see that they're not on at all, then you could just be going and doing other things. You can go be seeing other people that you know that your character knows it's gonna go see them that day or whatever. But
Yeah. Guess the,
mm,
I,
yeah.
go ahead, Wiley. I was
it's a
gonna, I was gonna
it's
say real
it's
quick. I guess that's the difference here. Like the radio is really being used.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just less of that stuff going on here because more of well, I mean, all the staff and all the clientele, like I never organize anything with anybody, like, that kind of way, or try and tinker with the magic of it, because for me, the rules exist to create this space that has these rules. And when you try and manipulate it and force things and, stuff like that, it does tamper with with everybody's experience in a lot of ways, that kind of way, like in so many ways. Because like even when things are done with good intentions and whatnot, like I can know that somebody's heart is in the right place, and I can feel awful, but I'll still have to, come down on it because if I don't apply the rules directly to everybody, it all falls apart. That kind of way. Like people will just point at that and be like, he got away with that. I'm going to go and get away with this. And, they'll have something over you and you can't say anything because you have done the wrong thing as a mod, that kind of way. You have been corrupt. You have shown favoritism to your friends. And it's just, it's not easy to moderate a Daisy Discord. And it's not always fun.
That sounds insane.
Mm.
What's up, Kelly King? Hated that so much. The online thing, checking the online list. Yeah, I try to. I'm guilty. I'll do it right before I log off. Sometimes.
I do be curious. I do be curious.
Well, I like it because it's like if you don't check it, your imagination can kind of do wonders. Like, oh my god, that noise I heard, that could be another player. But if you check the online
That's
list
true.
and you're the only player, you're like, oh, I'm fine.
I have
you
actually
know.
found myself trying to do it less now that I know that there's like zombies out there and stuff sometimes. I'm like, do I
Mm,
actually want to know if they're out there or not?
right.
I kind of don't. And then I'll decide not to look, that kind of way. Yeah, it's good. I like the improvement because I would be cheeky sometimes.
It just
But
seems so hard to moderate that though. If that was a rule.
yeah, I mean it's impossible to moderate it, but I don't necessarily always agree with the old thing of like people are going to do it anyway. Like there's some things where like that applies and somewhere it doesn't. You know what I mean?
They just
Like,
got them like when they posted their video, and it's like really hard to cut it out sometimes when you're like getting your video ready to send. It's like really hard sometimes to cut out like certain parts. So that's where they got people. That's where they got me. But that's them. But
yeah, hostile situations you can't be doing it. Like I'm talking about if you're like sitting at home and you're curious. Sometimes I have to check it out for moderation things and stuff as well. I'm like, I kind of need to know.
For sure. Highwayman, we welcome the stranger. Logan Measley, what's up, brother? Kelly King says I check it and do nothing with it. Some people are capable of that, but for me, like, I was so against checking Discord journals and depths and shit, but then I just kind of fell into it because it's unavoidable.
It's not unavoidable. It's
Well,
just
you can dis.
great content.
Yeah, yeah, that too. I like reading the journals and shit.
Mhm.
having a hard time reading the recent journals.
Oh
Yeah, there's
no.
been a lot of them. Oh, you
Yeah,
mean the
I'm talking
sins?
about Sin's journals. Yeah.
I have to admit that I don't often read them at the moment. I have no fucking time. But I can imagine.
Yeah. That's what you get for trying to help people who turn out to have, issues with you.
Hmm.
And
Um,
I usually see it first out of anybody because I have dodged things like this before because usually there's more evidence to me that even though it's not something that can go to someone's attention like a mod because it's just like there but it's not being used against you, like it's not being directly at you. So, but you just know it's there, like you've had problems with this person, but I kind of didn't really have problems with this said person really, but I know there was some hostility because he kind of didn't get what he wanted, so, there was all that. So, I mean, it was stupid to begin with, but, there's not much I can do. It's not like, I can reverse time. I would go
oh
back and tell,
no.
yes, I would. I would go back and tell him to fuck off, but, I didn't. I have a heart, and I decided to say, hey, you know what? You don't want to be him no more? that's okay. Come over here, deal with it, make a good story, make a good video out of it. Everyone be like, "Oh, that was a cool interaction," and then go fuck off. And instead, he pulled the gun at last minute, and I mean, he tried to plead to me that it was an accident, he didn't mean to, but I mean, if you watch the video and you look where his gun is aiming, it's definitely not my plate.
Mm.
That
I mean,
was, yeah.
if I had moved last second, that last bullet would have not have caught me because if you look at it, he went down before I did. So if I started moving to the right, I would have had a better chance. Or just shooting him while he was down. But you know what? I just had to hear those little last words. And the revolver sucks. I'll tell you what. I thought the revolver would have been a better piece out of anything, but no, really, they must have nerfed it because the revolver used to be an ass-kicking weapon. That and the deagle because it's just 357, and he
You'd
did
think that
die.
it would be.
He did die within a few shots. It wasn't like I was sitting there forever. Thank God I don't use IJs no more.
Mm.
But it was just it was just stupid to begin with. It caused the ruin of mine, and it sucks for the other people that really were RPing with me, especially people like Sin, because now they don't have that no more.
Hmm. I mean, for my part of it, I'm really sorry that it happened, and
Yeah, well,
because
it's fine.
that was a like I mean I don't necessarily know how much I want or even how much you want to like talk about it so publicly or what have you, but I'm pretty annoyed at what happened there on your behalf. Do you know that kind of way? Like
Uh,
that was not fair. That was a pretty low thing to do to somebody. And I'm really sorry that for my part of it, I also had to like enforce rules on it and make you perma your character. Like I didn't, I didn't want to have to do that, you know. But like, unfortunately, like if it did, and obviously was going to come out that it was arranged, and then if I don't enforce it, I've got everybody else angry at me too. So, it's, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, true, true.
yeah, I mean, what he did was dirty, but I mean, he's gone, so I mean, at least it's one needle poked out of 1,000.
I don't know. It might not be popular. I just feel like that's what you get for arranging a gunfight out of character. I'm not trying to like pile on here, but like that, I watched the video without any background context, and I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? He just got shot, and I saw the bullet on your screen, and then he ran out there anyway. I was like, it was just so cringe, dude. I'm not like attacking you here, but it was,
Who?
it was terrible.
Who?
Like if I was a character there, I would have been like, Apollo's lost his shit. Like he's just running out there after getting shot at.
Yeah, see, because of the prearrangement of it, it was noticeably it was noticeably stilted and a bit false, that kind of way. Like and like I don't want to tear it apart publicly. I really really don't. But like right down to things like fail RP, failed initiation, and then it affects Daniel. I don't know if Daniel knew about it beforehand. Anybody else who's in the castle who logged on, who has not known about this prearranged thing beforehand, and is now their RP is being affected by something that was prearranged out of game, and specifically arranged to coincide with the round starting as well. So like it's like not even. It's like quite clearly like, and I know it was his idea. Like I'm not coming down on you for this. This was all somebody else's idea.
Oh no, JD's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's like scumbag level. Like
That
I
was he
understand
fucked
being
you
a
over. Like
scumbag in
he's your
character, but being a
yeah.
scumbag out of character, like
Yeah.
that's fuck that guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I really, in the moment, like I said, with like when it comes to like OOC grudgements, like I know there was some harshness coming from him because, I mean, I won't say a full much, but because I don't know all the details, but I will say that he has had problems with people previously,
Mm.
and he has, I'm not going to name anybody, but he has gone after the significant other or just the person that's taking into liking after he is pretty much told to fuck off because he's not
Okay.
interested.
All
So,
right. Well, look. This is all alleged, and we shouldn't really like, because there's some pretty. I don't know. I just think it's over now. He's gone. Let's kind of just. He's nothing to do with us anymore, and let's leave it at that. Because I
yeah,
want
no,
to
I was just,
mitigate any more of it getting like out of control.
no, I was just saying, like, I'm surprised I didn't see it coming because of knowing his, past.
You could have been a little bit less naive.
Well, I didn't say anyone's names. I just,
No, no, I mean in the situation, like I mean, I don't know, like you were very trusting the whole way along. God bless you, like and it's a sweet thing, like it's a good mark on your character that you know didn't suspect and didn't like sort of get cagey and and like decide to kill him then or anything, which you could have done and like you held off, that kind of way. Like
I,
your
I
heart
wouldn't
is in
even,
the right place,
I
100%
didn't,
down the line.
I wouldn't really even went after him. Like, let's just say he didn't text me at all and I didn't agree, blah, blah, blah. Just put that to the side in a bubble and, float it far away because it's a very heartbreaking, scenario. I got like zero sleep for it.
Mm,
I already vowed and promised to send that, he's over there. I'm over here. I mean, if he comes here and he tries to make home, everyone over here, from my knowledge, wants to do pitchforks and knives. So, I'll join him on that. But I'm not gonna go do some Rambo, John Wick style, RP on him because I just really don't care. And I think he might have noticed that, and I think that's why he reached out because he knew I wasn't gonna come for him. But I just at the end of the day, if I had not like if not reached out to him, if I did not accept, if I told him just like screw off, too bad for you, you gotta wait a month, you gotta wait a month, kill yourself, I don't know, do something, be suicidal, whatever, go to the cabin and do it, you
mm,
know, Sin wouldn't be burying my character's body right now, and I would be able to enjoy the castle life that I was, having.
yeah. I
Yeah.
hope it does like sink in, do you know, that kind of way because
It's sunk in. It was a very terrible decision. There's no wrong answer to that. It hurts. I'll tell you what, it really, really hurts. When I have to look at those journals and realize that, something that could have been avoided 110%, it hurts me because now she lost something that like was very, very dear to her. It's an RP that I'm more new to because, I'm more on the regular of soldierism and, trying to keep a community together and not let it fall apart or, do my best to be awake every single day because there'll be 30 people at my door with notes and radio messages and say, oh, like, what are you doing? I'm sleeping. Come out. No, now.
yeah.
How,
No, you've been fucking doing incredible. Like I've been really impressed with your role play. I'll tell you a story as well,
Except
like
my
'cause I
journals.
I know I know the feeling. No, but yeah, yeah, I do skim them, like you know what I mean. I barely absorb anything. But I'll tell you a story. I once had a witch character that I was very fond of, and like it took forever. I was trying to like make a little cult, and I was going to do culty things and blah blah blah.
hmm
And it just took forever to get off the ground and it kept getting fucking stumped. And it was the iteration with the actual tower in it as well, like where they got their name. And the fucking in the end, her death, right, was completely avoidable, completely fucking avoidable. Like we had heard footsteps and were like kind of suspicious,
Mm.
and like we knew that like it was Joella at the time. I think she was Fred. It was Fred at the time, and we knew that she didn't have a radio, but suddenly she was talking on the radio, and it was like all red flags, blah blah blah, and I still went outside. And then to make everything worse, when they initiated on me, and this is the castle at Krasnostav, so you have to come right down the stairs on the grass. So to get back in, you obviously have to run all the way up the stairs. So when they initiated on me, I was like, fuck. And I broke and I ran and I ran up the stairs and Specky shot me right in the fucking back like several times. I'm pretty sure it was him. But like I got just murked completely, the whole storyline. And the worst thing was that it had taken so long to get everything off the ground. And I had finally gotten set up in this castle and there was people joining and there was activity happening and it really felt like I might actually get something done. And fucked it up completely and just had to just accept it and eat it. That whole storyline was just never going to happen. And it
Yeah.
sucks, man. It does. It sucks so much, that kind of way. It's like it's not an easy thing to get used to. So it's not like I don't like feel you, you know what I mean? Like it's not easy. But it is tragic. Like it is tragic and like take some heart in the fact that it was a really good death. It was a really like climatic storyline ending, like really good death. And that it's going to impact a lot of people and it's going to create a lot of sadness and story and it's going to be part of the atmosphere from now on, like Devon's death, or Alora's death. It'll always be mentioned,
It was
like
very tragic.
it was very tragic. It was really tragic and it's a really good end to the story, like in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's really
true. The whole
one of the
Apollo
best.
Apollo Atom rivalry. I mean, that was a nice slow burn that ended up in that craziness.
Mm. Like the mutually assured destruction. Like it's heartbreaking, but not always in a bad way. That kind of way. I'm very proud of it because that I really liked that tension that was like burning in the background all the time. It was like the only real like hostile situation, and I was really interested to see how it panned out, which was like, you know, another reason why like the whole situation and how it went was like pretty bad, but we'll try and salvage the good out of it. And it was a pretty epic scene, and I'm glad nobody else got killed.
Yeah, I had no idea where Pro was the entire time. Like as soon as I bandaged it up because he was yelling gas, gas, um, I had suspected that he killed himself. That JD killed himself because he had told me he's gonna use Pox as a parting gift. So a suicide. So I was expecting, okay, well he just killed himself. I ran out. I'm more worried. I'm already sick, so I'm like, oh great, this blood bag's about to come in handy. I don't want to die of gas. And then I saw someone running to my left or my right. I don't know what direction I was looking, and I thought it was pros, so I'm just casually just kind of running back to the castle, like, okay, this is over, thank God, I'm just gonna, go be with my woman. And I saw the big backpack, and I was like, son of a bitch, and he started shooting at me. I'm like, oh, here we go, this is gonna be fun. And I'm like praying, like, you better miss, buddy, like, this is your part of your story, you miss, that's what you came here for, miss. And I'm surprised, like, if I had a bigger gun, when he came around that corner, that part, like when he first came through the castle entrance, when he went to look for what he last saw me, if I had like anything other than a revolver, that would have went on completely differently. Had I shot him while he was down and just unloaded every round and every gun that I had into him, like I had told Lee that I would have done if I had gotten my hands on him, I would not be alive. I'd probably, you know, I don't know if I would still be in the same amount of trouble because it would have no one it wouldn't have been brought up or anything, but it the whole situation just sucked. But I'm sure there's other questions that are on the roster to
You
ask.
you would have been on the same amount of trouble, but you wouldn't have had the permit because you wouldn't have been dead.
The You got any other
Yeah,
questions?
but he's talking to
Yeah,
you.
nah, man. How have you compared like this whole realism thing to a few months ago when we were doing SOS? And it
I
was
like
more of like a typical RP server with really great lore. Just it was this more of the same, pretty much. But with this, it's completely unique. So how have you like taken this compared to past roleplay experiences? With everything being so high stakes, just dying from
zombies.
sickness. Yeah, zombies,
It's not even
wolves,
sick.
like
Yeah, it's
anything.
not. No, it's not. It's not the wolves. The wolves I could deal with because I could just I'm parkour lover, so I'll just go jump on a bunch of things. I could kind of get away with wolves, but the zombies are definitely different, especially because there's so many.
Yeah, for sure.
I woke up in a town that I left because I'm like, you know, trying to survive now. Um, and I didn't. I'm glad I didn't move because when I first got on, I'm still heartbroken. I got tears in my eyes dealing with this fucking death. And it was nighttime. I'm like, you know what? Why does this always happen to me? Every time I get on an RP server when I want to get on, it's nighttime. So I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay.
for sure.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Sitting there, upset, pissed off,
Oh.
and when I finally get back on and it hurts worse because after I'm getting through and I'm mourning and I just see six zombies down there, I'm like, hmm, I'd be making a new character pretty soon. That's no, go away.
Yeah, it's very
living
high
on
stakes.
living on fruit. Uh, and then
Yeah. Do you find
fucking
it's like very different compared to other like experiences so far?
yeah, it's different. Like it gives people that are like kind of like that would get bored easily being solo like me more of like reason to look around and reason not to go into a certain town. I ha I have never had to I never in my life thought I would have to be poking around in the bushes trying to get to that fucking water pump so bad. I had to circle around when I was in Tuluga. I had to circle around I had to circle around the zombies like I'm like a predator trying to fucking get one of those like less defensive prey. I'm just standing there in the field because I want the bag that's on the guy's on the back that is like surrounded by like five of them. I didn't get the bag because well, I ruined it with the hatchet.
Oh no. I know, but those moments, they're like those little things are like if you remember to try and stay in character even when you're alone and like use that stuff and be like, like use the emotion from it, that kind of way. Like solo play is its own role play experience, I think. It's definitely different.
Yeah, it is different. Um, but trying to fix my way into the virologist that I am now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, cool.
More on the because when I made Oleg as a scientist, I never really had like background like to it. Like I just called myself a scientist and I just never really added to my backstory like of what like I because there's obviously not every scientist does the same thing. There's biologists, there's biologists, there's
Hmm.
nuclear, the whole nine. So I just when they people asked me what I did, I was like, oh, dealing with medical, diseases, viruses, stuff like that. Even though I probably named off like three different scientific positions, but people went with it. And it gave me story because a lot of people came there, especially the bigger groups, for me. So like, I felt, you know, important because I have a attention problem, you know. When people come to see me, it's like, "Ooh, people come to see me. I feel important now." Not on the sidelines.
Aw.
But now, like this, I have this care. I've used this name, but I've not used this kind of like background and the actual whole name, like not the name, the accent had changed because I don't like Hans's original accent. It's more like high pitched. So now it's more like laid back, and
Oh,
love it's
interesting.
love it's a love accents because I wanted deeper. I likes the deeper voice. It's like what give Oleg
I,
kind of his tone.
awesome. Hell yeah. He sounds more Berliner.
So
Mm. Mm. But it's yeah in fucking German. You know
yeah,
Jaeger will hang you on that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Also, I've done the German voice before, and just hope that Jaeger doesn't come down on me with the hard book of
Oh,
what do you
Jesus.
know? Because
Right.
that's the hardest thing about not playing an English character. Well, American character, because I mean UK counts as English. Because there's just things that you don't know, and then
Hmm.
there's always somebody who walks through the bar door and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Do you
how
feel
how's good?"
intimidated by that? Like having to play a German character around the actual German?
It's not. I don't feel intimidated. It just sucks when you're just like sitting there twiddling your fingers IRL, and they come over you and they just smack a book in front of your face and be like, "How's it German?" And I'm like, I don't. I was in America a lot. Just making
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I've had to do the same thing. Like I was like called out on my accent at Copa actually by like a big bunch of burly men and like I had to come up with something like on the spot and I was like, yeah, we have a bunch of international patients here.
No,
No, no, no, no, no.
like
Doing my best, guys, you sons of bitches. Come on. I'd like to think that most people here would actually be kinder than that. Like I let things roll. You have to let things roll, you know what I mean?
What
Otherwise
ac
it's
what
kind of
accent?
actually fail RP to call people out.
Well,
It was
true, yeah.
Nina, so it was kind of
uh,
like Catalina.
Oh, okay.
until you see Joella in the Discord with a knife.
She can't really hurt
I
you.
thought, yeah, I thought that was gonna be how Apollo died.
Joella?
Joanna?
All right, listen. Apollo knows how old Joella is and wasn't a fan. Okay, he wanted Devin to make that mark. Plus, she wasn't very
Aw.
talkative, and she was kind of like latched to Wilo over here. So it's like she was like a scared child to me.
She's such a
Uh,
princess, man.
that no, I was just fucking around. That's
She
probably
wasn't
the
acting like that when I was trying to be fucking British. She, she was having
Yeah,
an innocent smile, and she had a bloody knife behind her back. Would have stabbed
she's all talk on Discord, but then you get
her.
her IRL, and I don't know. There's a bit of crack out of her. She's a good woman.
I'm very much sure she's a good woman. I haven't really gotten to like RP with her. I haven't really got to like meet her. So I have not much to say, but I'm just busting on her.
Yeah, you can though, and she'll take it well. She'll give it back though. So just to warn you.
Well, that's the fun of it. If you're not,
mm,
oh,
yeah,
there she goes.
okay.
Think Joella pulled her out and said, "What are you doing?" You're supposed to be my back.
Right, she got to her.
uh, but
No,
no.
no, you do a great German accent. I've heard it before, but not like an actual role play.
Ja, my original German accent went like this. It's a higher pitched voice, and it was Hans, and I used this. It was
Hello?
uh she's getting there, slowly but surely.
What's going on here? Yeah.
I think she's having issues. But when I first did Hans's voice, a lot of people actually mistaken me for being an actual German because I would hope. No, can't speak with Lila. Very sad. Oh, just guys can get in there. Uh, but when I first did Hans originally, I had a translator in front of me and I would speak certain words. So, and my English would be like very, very poor. So like I would like break off my words a lot instead of saying like, you know, bums, this is a very good day, yeah. It would be like bums, a good day, yeah. Like it would break up the I'd break up the words to make it more sound like I am more foreign.
All right.
And I never really had to deal with people at that time when I first was Hans. I never really had to deal with people like coming up to me and speaking German. Uh, I would get the comments though, and I would kind of have to just bite my tongue and be like, "Yeah, so you know what you're talking about," because like, because some people could have a bad experience with playing certain country characters, especially German, because there are people out there that like to hurt your feelings. And I mean, I mean, on WTR, I got called a Nazi by like two people in game. I mean,
Oh,
they
for
end up
playing in
dying.
German? Jesus.
No, they not that I was playing German, but my character, like when I play Hans, I like playing character three, which is the the character has like blonde hair and blue eyes, and not every German is blonde hair and blue eyes. That's not the purpose, but that's the character model that I chose for that character. Just as like Oleg, his character is character one. He will always be character one. There would never be an Oleg that has character like 14 or something. Apollo, if I played a character like Apollo again, he would never have character one or character three. They're strictly set to certain character models because that's the character models they are based off of, built off of. Um,
Right, just kind of
and
reminds you too much of like
it's not
you.
that it doesn't go well. Like I don't know about you, but like I have a hard time fitting the beard on any other character besides character one. I don't know. I just think it looks good, the Santa beard with the cowboy hat and stuff.
Yeah, I
But
see what you're saying.
um, I mean the old characters it works because they're old. But um, no, the guy I don't know. Like they were just like they were making fun of like because I was German. It wasn't really that. I think I had a mask on, so it wasn't really about like the blonde hair, blue eyes thing. It was just like because I was German and they decided to pick at it. And they end up, I don't think they play on that server anymore because I'm pretty sure they got banned because, places like WTR, places like SOS or AAO, whatever you want to refer to it as, take that like really seriously. Like that's not funny. And it's not funny to me because I am German. I am legit German. Like I have German in my blood. Passed down from, genetic.
All right.
So it's not like I'm like Russian. I'm not Russian at all. you know, it took a long time to get Oleg's voice to where it was, even though I still break out of it a little bit. Um,
I liked Apollo's voice a lot better in the end. It felt like you were kind of finally slipping into his skin, so to speak. Because if you watch
um,
Apollo's, I'm not saying his voice was bad. It's just like I felt like your accent kept getting a lot better and better.
yeah, it was getting there at a moment. Like I was really really trying to get myself to get down deep with the southern accent, and of course that is the help. I have to give all every bit of credit to Rogue.
She
because
just, yeah, she just said that.
she was the one. Yeah, I'm not watching the live, like so I can't see like who's texting what. I probably should do that. Probably flipping me off. I'm kidding. uh, but like it really took a lot of effort to get to this, you know, place, and she was the one that, you know, got me there.
She's very helpful behind the scenes.
Yeah, she is very helpful. She is, you know, very inspirational too. Like she gives you the best pointers when it comes to like an accent like this because she can do an accent like this.
I'd say a lot of
But
the journals are her motivating people to make them, in my opinion.
yeah, uh I can tell you what, when I first like when she we was like I heard her a couple times, but I'll tell you what, like when I was on the dock, I was talking to her. Like this is when I was like first like really talking to her character, and I kind of just walked away because I was going to get her something, and she yelled at me in her southern accent, and like everyone looked at me, and I'm like, I should probably go deal with this now because okay,
All right.
I like southern accents.
They're a lot of fun to do.
It was actually my first Southern accent actually did it because I never wanted to do a Southern accent because like I know there's people out there that can really do them or people like Rogue who are have that accent and it's kind of the same way with like Wyla and Joella and Skins and Diamonds like you guys are all you know have your accent. So when somebody like me comes along and tries it, you know, you guys are just sitting there holding the hat over your head, being like, oh, I don't want to listen to this no more.
Yeah, Irish is hard. I tried to do an Irish one once, and it lasted 5 minutes.
I
It's like,
think she
okay.
could do an Irish accent. I think she showed me that she could do an Irish accent.
I'll be the
Rogue.
judge of that.
Hey, better than what I can do. I mean, I know she can do her British accent that Diamonds would refer to as posh.
Yeah, she did. No, she was very impressive doing that. It was very convincing.
Hmm.
It was
Some
funny
some
too.
people it's like effortless for, man. It's hats off to them. Like they could be good
My
impressionists. It seems like.
Yeah, my German and my Russian both took like weeks to get on. Like it just I just had kept talking like and talking like and Wyla wasn't here for this part because she got sucked out of the RP. I mean not the RP, Jesus. Out of the she got sucked out of the party. And what I was explaining to Bum is that, you know, what I did with my accent with Hans, I just like broke it up a lot, and people actually mistaken me as being actual German because I kind of like tried my best to speak a little bit as I was talking to them. Instead of saying I would say ich. Not yeah, no, that was
Hmm.
a real way to say it.
To
Ich.
my untrained ear, it sounds a lot better than your English accent, to be fair. And your Russian is good as well. No,
Well,
like,
oh my,
but you see, the more familiar it
you mean
is, so
the,
like,
you mean your English, right? Not American. I mean, it'd be sad if you're making fun of my actual accent.
oh yeah, no, like the British, the British English that you tried.
I tried it. I wanted to do it because I wanted to feel part of the family, man.
Like you
No.
do, you are. Don't even. No, you don't have to be able to do. Fucking
No, I was
no.
just
If
saying if
you,
you listen to his day one accent as Apollo, it sounds way much better. Like he
No.
slipped in towards the end of.
Well, her pointers was to like one big thing that did help me was like um it's the way it's said, kind of like what Wyla said, like with when I was trying to do the British accent. You know, there's certain things you have to do to kind of do it. Like I'm too used to Oleg, so she's like, stop breaking up your words. Just say it. You're English, not Russian. You don't need to break it up. You know, you just say it.
mm.
So, word for word, say it. So, um,
Great
so
advice.
yeah,
Just talk.
one. Oh, I'm good at that. You know that. one of the big one of the big things that did help me with the accent was to like it was like to hold on to the word. I think it was her way she phrased it. So like you're talking like this instead of talking like this, you're kind of like slowing it down a little bit.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
easing yourself into the conversation. So that's how I
Hmm.
got that done.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's like pretty convincing. I've been fairly impressed with you recently. Like, because I haven't RP'd with you much, but I heard you trying the other day, and it's not like 100% spot on, but like
no,
you can
no,
definitely hear like like that you've put work in to get good. And I've
yeah.
like just immense respect for that. Like it's great to see people actually like because then like some people can just slip into it like and just do it, that kind of way. Like some people are really impressive. Num is really impressive as well. He's really good at accents too. Um, and Boom as well is pretty good. Like like I don't know,
Yeah,
some people can just slip
Numbs,
into it, but
No,
it's nearly
Numbs
more
is
impressive
boom,
to see
insane.
somebody
boom's
training.
boom's like last accent.
The Larry one, yeah, that was.
Larry, Larry, I mean, it was a big twist. Like, I kind of wasn't expecting you to like turn around. I will be honest, like, cause I don't like, I can pick up on things, like, especially like when that whole ordeal went down with Wilo and like, what was his name? With Rampage and with Wales. I was not expect like that was I had no idea because I wasn't watching anything, I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting there doing my job at my desk, and for me to put that all together, I was like, wow, the guy that's like ruined me on went off and like attacked someone that I like deeply cared for. Good job.
I don't remember that. What the fuck was that?
You don't remember that? You don't remember like getting tied up down in somewhere in
Oh, right. Okay.
Zorlin?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, fuck.
Oh,
That's what, yeah.
and Larry and Jackie tied up
Yeah,
with
Larry
Laura.
and
Okay.
No, no, I think it
no.
was
Or
when
when I got
Daisy
tied
and
up.
Serpico.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Daisy and
right.
Serpico.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm,
No, no, the Larry part was when you took Agatha and I think it was Nums.
mm-hmm.
Agatha and Nums. That accent, I'll tell you what, she gets mad at me a little bit, but her accent becomes so thick when she like really gets into it. I'm sitting there and being like, I'm gonna really pay attention to this, or I'm gonna have to ask her to repeat what she says. By the fourth, fifth time, it gets bad, and I feel bad too because like I like the accent, but it gets so thick. It gets so thick, my ears kind of like it's hard for me to hear sometimes, or I'm just going deaf. One of the two. Pick your poison. But um, no, but that accent's really good. Makes me jealous that I can't do it.
But
Yeah.
you'll get there, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're clearly willing to put in the effort to, like, train on it as well. Like, so it's great. It's fucking great to see.
Yeah, I could put in the effort while there's like five of you holding in like a fucking gun.
Ah, don't
Do it
mind
right.
Joella. She won't actually kill you. It just hurt her ears. It'll be really funny. Actually, like, I'll be on your side. I'm Irish. I'm not even English.
Hmm.
Really?
Want to try to do the Irish accent, then then you'll turn on Joel's team.
I'd no. I'd love to see you train for it for a couple of months before you did it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. I'm
And
sure
as long as
everybody
I have
else did
somewhere to
too.
start, I could help you then, like, do you know, that kind of way. Like, but the
uh,
difficulty then with English and Irish accents is that there's just so fucking many of them, and people have their own like idiosyncrasies in the way they speak as
I
well,
would,
that kind of way. So it's like really,
yeah.
really, it's.
Yeah, look at Jack compared to Julie. Like
Mhm.
their accents are. Well, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They just sound completely different.
The tone as well. Yeah, exactly. Like, everybody has their personal voice. So then you have to like, not only do you have to like find an accent that you can do, but you also have to like work that into your own voice, which like, you know, it's not that easy.
It's just like the states, like different parts of the states. You got different, same people, different accents.
Mm-hmm.
I guess England's the same way.
There's just so many. It's really dense, you see, like because it's so ancient as well, and a lot of the communities have been there for thousands of years, like isolated before we had cars in the like 60s, I think we got cars. Um, like it's just a different. It's just a totally different culture. But like every 10 minutes, like each town has its own slang. Like people from the same town can identify each other by like, what would you call it this? And they'll be like, oh, I'd call it this. And it's like, oh yeah, we are from the same town.
Yeah, it's little things like that, like with English people, like, hey, I got a flat over here, and it took me minutes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What?
what's wrong with your car?
A flat? What's a flat? No, they're talking about an apartment.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, what the? Okay.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Like you're
I
never
wouldn't
gonna
be.
be
I'm not.
totally native.
I wouldn't be too worried about Joel because I would just use the same. I would just use the same technique that I used on Sin's character when she's like very mean, very like or like aggressive attitude. It just and I just instead of most people kind of like fight back or be like or feel bad like what did I do? I just kind of sit there and be like, yeah, you can do whatever you feel like doing right there. Fuck you. Okay. Fuck you too. Like you just give that soft like comical response back and then they're coming at you with like with their attitude and stuff and you're just sitting there side eyeing them like yeah, what you're doing is like pretty cute, but like you're not really affecting me. You're not hurting my
Mm.
feelings.
I hope she gets on more. That'll be funny.
Oh, Joella?
Mm.
Well, yeah, well, I don't have to really worry about that because I don't have I'm not my British
Yeah.
accent. But,
Yeah.
Let's get a wisdom or anything.
Someday.
she never got
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
apologized to. That's another sad thing that I forgot to do.
Oh no.
And Apollo never apologized to Joella, but Joella was like never around, so it's like and I never like even knew where her place was. Like I never knew where you guys stayed in the castle, so I was like,
Ah.
oh, I can't really like leave a note. I mean, I can leave a note publicly, but I mean, just kind of like a one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, she didn't even have a little place to stay. I think she knew where my tent was, but she wasn't necessarily invited. Yeah, I think she just kind of crawled into a bush somewhere.
Crawled into a bush,
Mm.
homeless Joella.
And I'm talking about her like she's dead. She's not dead. Like, fucking where are you, woman? Get back in the game. And
Oh
I
yeah, yeah.
almost managed to get like one other person for her to hang out with, and then he fucking threw himself
Down.
off a bridge.
Bridge. Yeah,
Hmm.
that was another thing in the Bruin, like when Devon busted on Apollo a lot, like when he was, goofing around with the lore and stuff, you know, he brought up Joella's character, him and character wise, obviously, but he brought that up, and Apollo, you know, told him I'll show you what a proper wingman is, because he would have helped him, try to get himself a little girlfriend, but he fell off a fucking bridge. I know you're on the line, listening. um,
God bless
no,
him.
I'm kidding.
It just, but
I
I
love.
like
Go
that
ahead.
stuff hurts so much. Like that
It
silly
does.
stuff like that hurts so much. But like,
It does, and I loved Devin to death. I loved Devin to death. Like he
hmm
was such a good character. Like he was one of the things that like after Alora died, like his entire world was like crumbling, and that kid kept him going. Like he was the inspirational reason that Apollo kept going the way he did. I mean, he would have probably never have killed himself because I'm me and I don't like killing off characters because I'm attached to them, but like he would have been in like a worser condition or going on suicide missions trying to kill all these infected, maybe trying to make bombs or whatever and trying to blow up places that he doesn't like Novi Silver. But like Nums,
What have you
What
got
could?
against Novi Sobor?
Well, that's where she died. So you
Oh,
know what?
okay,
Blown.
okay, okay, okay. I thought
So
you
you know,
just like
blown.
were just like mad at a town for no reason.
No, I'd be like, no, what's the chances of blowing up a gas pipeline in Novi Sobor? Can you do that for me?
Jesus.
Can you?
Mm,
And just like
just
Apollo is
level it.
here.
Yeah,
Mm,
just
and then-
burnt into the grass.
yeah, well that was one of my journals. Like when he was going through his thing, like he was gonna put on like a he was gonna pull a Larry. He was gonna put on a biker helmet. He was gonna walk around with like the best like melee weapon that he could find, and he wanted to just absolutely devastate hordes of them, like from a distance and shit like that, or at least somewhere where he's not gonna get killed. But
Mm,
uh, it just never went through because I just started thinking about it, and as the guy thought about the kid a lot, he's like, well, I still got the kid, and I can't trust Adam to take care of the damn kid. So he kept walking
mm,
around. And then he remembered like the talk about the school because he went to the island first looking for Alora's body, but he went to the island. It was locked, and he's like, ah, yes, I'm pretty sure we talked about this not having locks on the bridge, but fuck it, I guess. I mean, it did save me because there was wolves on the other side, so I was like, all right, I'm out of this
mm,
bitch. And then I was like, the school, and oh my god, when I tell you, because I don't like, I'm bad at navigating, so I'm like, I gotta get to the school. I had to take the road the entire way there, so I had to go up through Solonichi, up that road, through all these towns that had so much infected, and I'm like, wow, this is like a hike of a lifetime. I have never taken this long to get to a city, and I'm looking at the map the entire time, like, yep, this road goes this way, this road goes this way. Am I going the right way? Because I'm really bad at navigating, and I have a compass, but I'm like, I don't want to like get lost because like I know there's like a pack of 36 wolves somewhere. There's not really a pack of 36. I hope not, but
never know.
You never, yeah.
you never know.
Yeah.
But when I finally reached the school, I was like, oh, this feels good, a relief. I hope they're awake.
Mm,
But the worst part of that journey was I opened up one of those sheds and I saw a blue barrel, and I just wanted to break down and cry because those were the color barrels that I always like hogged back to the island with Allure. I'm like, you're really doing this. Like, leave me alone. I'm already going through a heartbreak. Stop.
You got to pay her back.
And then I just never went back for that barrel. I wanted to, but then the whole thing with Phoenix and Adam and all the rest of the stuff, I'm like, you know what? I walked forever. I'm not going out there. Screw that. I don't remember where it is. That's what I'm just gonna think. I don't remember where it is. There was already a school line of traffic of zombies, and I mean, like, I'm not even like not talking about the amount. Like, I'm just talking about like the way they walked, and I made a meme about it. Like, there was like 6 of them in a line walking down the road like they're going to school. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is not a good town to be in. They're thinking that smart.
mm.
Like I said, you got to pay her
Uh.
back now because now she gets to. Now you've died on her, so.
Ah, yeah,
Well,
true.
that's not a payback. That's like that's more like you're an idiot imbecile that should have just stayed here with me where you belonged.
Oh man, the lessons, the fucking.
Very much, very much lessons. I mean, Devin killed me. I mean, I couldn't like I was just already so like broken.
I do
I,
have a
I
legit question about this though. Like, and
what?
I'll drop it. If there was no out of character agreement and somebody just randomly started shooting at you, would you have still went out there? I'm just
No,
curious. Like, I'm not judging you.
fuck no, no.
Okay.
I am a very cautious person when it comes to engagements. I knew where he was gonna be because he told me where he was gonna be, and we were gonna have that little talk. So, and I was running out of time, so that's why I ran out. I didn't run out because I wanted to run out because I knew who it was. I ran out because I was running out of time to deal with him,
Hmm.
or else he would have had to get off, and he would have not been on for a month. But I mean, it's not like I really cared because him being away for a month would be a month of, satisfaction, at least for my characters. point of view. Um, but if like Phoenix or anybody else showed up and started shooting at the castle, no, there would be like I don't even think I'd be on the wall. I would grab Sin by her bag or her jacket, and I would fucking haul her ass over to the fucking trailer and stand guard there.
Right.
Di-
Yeah,
uh,
he was really
di-
shooting at you when you were on the castle
Yeah,
ramparts
I
as
was
well.
watching the
Like
video, dude, and I was like, I could see a bullet land like a foot away from your
Oh
character.
yeah,
I
I
was
felt
like,
that. I'm like, wow, this guy is like really trying to hit me. Like,
that could have been anybody as well. Like and it was a complete like fail base raid initiation. Like the whole thing
yeah,
was a complete shit show.
yeah, it's a
it was
mess.
a shame.
Yeah, I was just
It's
curious.
over.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm heartbroken, but what can you do? I mean, I got this character. I mean, someone would say, hey, well, Hans is a scientist, biologist. He could help more with the cure end of it, like the NPC that I
Mm.
wanted to do. But at the same time, when it comes to between dealing with scientists and cures and your the little romance that you had, I'm gonna go with romance. Other people had better ideas on the thing, and Sin was kind of like getting into it, like dealing
hmm.
with it. I had no knowledge of diseases, so I was like,
I've
It's
been thinking lately that we could do with more scientists and doctors because there's a fair amount of people who are like competent survivors, but we
yeah.
do kind of need like
There's a story there too to be told.
yeah, I just gotta get myself in. I just have to get myself fully fixed into it. Once I fix myself in the character, I'll be fine because I have done like I've started to do this on a different server with like being a doctor and people actually came to my clinic and stuff like that and they wanted to be checked. Like it was just so fun because it felt like you mattered and not everyone knew how to be a doctor. I
I
mean,
know that feeling. That's
I hate
cool.
that's the reason why I stopped like wanting to be a medic because like every time I play a medic character, everyone's just
Fix me,
like,
fix
oh,
me, fix me.
no, it's not that. It's the complete opposite. Like, don't worry, Doc. I know how to appoint iodine that I've never seen in
Mm,
my life before on my arm to
Oh
prevent
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
infection.
mm-hmm.
Do you really know how to do that? No, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. Fuck you.
When I played Catherine, she was a psychologist at the military base for the Krasnstav military NPC
Oh,
group,
you had a
basically.
line of clients.
It was nuts. It was actually really, really fun, man. It was like so cool to, have that unique skill in that context and like actually like explore like the characters, and it's such a like you get everybody's backstory,
I was
you get
almost
like
at
their
Copa.
deepest feelings.
Mm. I was almost at Copa that iteration. I was right outside the place, but I just had to turn my head and see a group of people. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go wander up to here. I might get robbed. Fuck
Right.
it.
Uh-oh.
And people kept telling me like, don't go to Copa. Like you're gonna get like kidnapped and thrown in a cell. I'm like,
Mm,
well, that sounds fun. What's wrong with that? They're like, what's wrong? What they people actually were genuinely like they actually like reached out to me like, do you have a problem? I'm like, no, but it sounds fun. You want to be locked up, kidnapped, and possibly enslaved, and I'm pretty sure there's a mad girl's doctor up there. Even better reason to go up there. You're psychotic. No. Do you
What
have a
was your
problem?
reason?
What reasoning to go to Copa? I was going like off to explore, and I think I like heard a thing or two about it. So like I knew people lived there, and I just kept hearing the rumors about like people like being in jail up there, and like the doctors and stuff. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check that out now. And when I got with this group, and they were genuinely like worried about my health. They're like, we don't know if this is like in character, out of character, but that you're interested in going to meet a possible psycho doctor woman, and the fact that you could get thrown in jail. And I just said, well, if you think about it, you get a roof over your head, you get food
Mm.
in your belly, and you get constantly beat. Who doesn't want to
Yeah. Plenty of RP interaction.
Oh man.
And
Oh,
then
you should have
they'll,
come up. That would have
yeah.
been hilarious. I wonder what stage of Copa it was at back then. Because it went through like loads of different phases. It was
I
like very
think it was
different
like
vibes nearly week to week.
I don't know which one it was at, but it was definitely way before like the raid and all that stuff. It was like I think
Hmm.
it was like early, like it was like maybe like
Oh, it
the
could have been in its
first
heyday.
yeah. It could have been
That would
insane.
have been fun.
They're like
Ah, that would have been fun.
so they're like so you're telling me that you're okay with going to a prison where a doctor might, a woman doctor is said to be psychotic might uh do experiments on you, hurt you, and use you to whatever thing that she could use you for. And I just shook my head yes, like, mm-hmm, yep.
Mhm.
They're like, I said, if you go in there and you pretend to like it, it's not bad.
Oh man,
And
that
they're
would have
like,
been so interesting. Viv was the crazy doctor that you're talking about.
She was
Uh,
torturing the prisoners, right?
yeah. And
I
she was
missed it.
fucking good at it, man.
That would have been something. I mean, I don't know if you would have been able to. I don't know how much your heart would be able to take if you made me cry, but it's all good.
I wasn't usually there for the
Oh, you
torture.
weren't. Oh, you weren't doing it.
Sure,
No, it
she knew
wasn't me.
about it.
No, it was
Uh,
Viv.
Trying to
Oh, I
blind
knew
eye.
about it completely. Oh no, actually, like straight up went to her and said, like, "That's brilliant. Keep doing."
um, but the reason why I know it kind of like it does the opposite effect on people is because I was in a Discord with Winter and everyone, and someone was saying, you should do the whole enslaved thing again because he like kidnapped like half the server. And people had fun, and then me and the one girl was like, yes, let's do it. And he's like looking like he had that like emoji, like the side eye, like, you want to be kidnapped and hurt? And we were both like, mm-hmm. He's like, now it's not even fun, now you just weirding me out. And then he like didn't talk for the rest of the fucking time.
Mm.
I was like, useful.
Hmm,
Now that'd
I
be
know.
fun playing a prisoner.
I
I don't
do
mind
want
doing
to try
prison.
and do it again someday. Like, but
I was kind of hoping that's where Group 3 was. Like in my head canon, I was thinking, making little predictions. I was like, oh man, I bet you round 3 is going to end up like on the prison, and they'll be like prisoners.
see, the kind of the problem with that was that, like, people had already discovered the island. We actually did think about it at one point.
Oh shit.
Like, yeah, believe it or not. Um,
What was the decision, by
Early
the
on,
way, to do everybody solo this time?
kind of just sort of just shake it up and see what happened, kind of thing. And like we probably didn't have time. I think Num was sick for a fair amount of recent times, and coming up with another way to get one single group of people into the country at once is kind of, I don't know. We did it twice, and it's a great concept to get people started together and to mix up the groups and to get like staff integrated in with like players and everybody get to know each other.
Sure, sure.
Uh,
Did you not like the way round 2 went,
I don't think
or
it
like
was like
the initial group coming
it was
in?
kind of more of a throwaway decision than that. I'd say it was probably more laziness than anything else.
I
Like, to be
gotcha.
completely honest with you.
What, a plane crash?
No, to have it like so that everybody could spawn alone. I was interested to see what would come of it as well. Do you know that kind of way? Because we did try. Maybe round 2 did have an influence on it, but it was subconscious.
Yeah,
Like
because it
we
was
did
the
try and
same.
have
It was
another
the same
group come
day
in,
they
and
met everybody at the school, which it turned out good. I was just surprised. I wish they would have
yeah,
gotten
I
like a
think
week together.
the spawn could have been a lot further away. We might do it again, like have like another group come in. Uh, I did think of maybe like a train or something could be fun. I think somebody
That'd be
mentioned a
dope.
train. Yeah, would be pretty dope. Maybe we'll do it again. But I also kind of wanted to see, like, to sort of scatter people around and like see like what happens like to the core group that has formed out of like the people that have stuck around from round 1 and 2. There's also a lot of new people and a lot of returning players coming in that don't know each other, and it might be interesting to see like, who meets who and
Yeah, I did see. I believe I've seen Atom Bomb on the
Mm.
list.
yeah, I'm so happy Adam Bob is back.
So Cam Jam. I know I wanted to ask you this, Justin. I'm so used to calling you Oleg.
Mm.
Uh, Now, how was it for you starting off on a ship with a huge group of people, and now you're just starting alone?
It's a lot different. I mean, the starting solo is kind of like normal, like what you usually do. But the ship part was a lot of fun because it had a lot of like drama and character, and like it just had that style to it. Everyone's living like right on this island. No one knows what. I mean, for someone who played DayZ 100 times, I still got lost on the damn island trying to find Wildlife.
Mm.
Uh,
Right.
but and then poor Skins, who was it? Skins who like went for a midnight swim and couldn't get back because he got
Oh,
lost.
that was when we were testing it, and the
Yeah, but
fog and the night was really great.
Oh yeah. Everybody
well,
spawned in the middle
yeah,
of
but
the
it still
ocean.
That
happened.
was fun. Yeah, it was great.
But I liked it a lot more because it gave people a lot of time to like see each other, like put their stories together. Because when you meet people solely, you meet them one at a time or a couple at a time, unless they rob you or whatever. Um, you sit down, you talk about things, but now you have everyone sitting around a fire like you know you've already been like 3 months into the RP where everyone knows each other
Mm.
and talking and meeting. So everyone's sitting down there explaining themselves, and then you just have me up on the rock just watching down because I was kind of like nervous to come talk to y'all. My character wasn't a people person, and like everyone like had these like stories like, oh, this is what I did, this was my job, and I was sitting up there like, what was my job? What did I do besides going to bars? I
Hmm.
wanted to make it sound like interesting, so like I just sat up there, I listened to everyone, I was like, well, IRL, I am a prep cook, so I'll just use that.
There you go.
And that's what I did say, and that's what I ended up saying. Um, but it was fun. It was still difficult. Like even though you had those supplies, I mean, it was still difficult. It was fun to move around. Everyone's like taking their time throughout the island. There's a dozen zombies every which way, and the clearing them out. Like it was a lot of fun. I prefer
You got
stories.
definite RP interaction too with other characters. It was like right,
Yeah,
guaranteed.
I prefer like when it comes to like a start. I like when like where whether if it's the start of the iteration or if it's a start of a new season, I like the idea that like everyone is like in one area dealing with the traumatic tragedy that had inflicted their lives. They're on a plane, well now they crash. Who is dead? Who knows? They're sorting through that rather than just like waking up in the middle of nowhere and they're like,
Mm.
well, I crashed on a train, but I'm in the middle of the woods.
I
That
will say that I did become slightly disappointed that I hadn't like thought of a group after the laziness and deciding to just let everybody spawn. I have had like kind of a couple of thoughts where I was like, it is nice to fucking do it in a group.
Mm.
it's better to do it
It's
in a
unique.
group, especially with the like hostilities of the nature environment that you're dealing with now, because when you spawn all in one spot. And the supplies don't have to be the same as the boat or the same as the plane. It can get less and less as people join as the time goes on because I mean, how many people are going to be coming to this country full baggaged and ready to go on a fucking vacation with all their clothes and all their food and all their snacks and teddy bears that they wanted to bring.
Yeah.
Their girlfriends, their wives, their husbands, whatever, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, and aunts, and whatever. Uh, but
Mm.
you know, you know, but spawning in a group is better than spawning alone, at least going
I
on
think
now.
yeah, we probably go back on to it for the next round. I did
Definitely.
regret it a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm not
because at
saying the
least people
solo's
can.
bad, but
The solo's not bad, but it's just
It's
it,
different.
when when you don't have like that those first couple things to choose from, and people have like already like woken up before you and went through the houses, and it's just making it extremely more difficult, and you're it's not like there. I mean, a train crash would probably be a cool.
We did have more spawns than we had players join, so we hoped that that would mean that they'd all be like pretty spread out.
Scattered.
that's like a roll
Yeah,
of the dice, though, isn't it? Like
Hmm
10 people could spawn in the same place in a row.
It is a bit, yeah. Which
I mean
which wouldn't have been like terrible either, that kind of way. It's trying
when
to find a
I
balance. But
Right.
when I first spawned in, like after I died, um, the first couple times of dying because I was like trying to get it close, kind of get trying to get close back and hoping that I didn't have to perma so I can get up there and just sit there and be completely injured and mentally fucked up inside. And that would have been fun for everyone to like sit over me and like praying that I don't die, but it didn't happen. So, but I got Chinaris a couple times. Or not Chinaris, yeah, Chinaris. That's the place we're in. It's not Livonia. Well, Cherno. Uh, I got Cherno quite a bit of times, and then after I killed my NPC character off, so I could spawn as character model 3 for my new character, which is Hans, and doing this voice of being scientific and studying and stuff like that. You know, I can't walk around with the Apollo skin because I'm not Apollo no more.
Mm. Trey, have you ever thought about streaming?
Streaming? I thought about it like either with a Twitch or however broadcasting whatever you guys like do, but um the only fear with that is like it's not that I'm not afraid to go live because I mean I'm live right now, but uh I like talking to people, I like being comical, I like being funny, but I think that I would just have a hard time, especially being solo. I feel like I would have a hard time keeping people entertained. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I meant more. Yeah, that too, but like more for the just experience of what AAO provides. Of like an NPC
Yeah.
zombie that could come up on me. I
I
just wanted
mean,
to see more people stream, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna think about it because I mean I do have YouTube, so like I mean it could add to my channel. And, people actually liking the damn videos.
Yeah, I mean it would be fun
I
to pop
try
in and
hard.
like, what's our
I
boy
try
doing?
hard. Yeah. I
people
mean,
really enjoy it as well. Like a lot of people are watching, which is pretty nice.
yeah. It's how many people? We got 6 people watching. I mean, I guess
Oh,
5
right
because
now?
I'm one. What? Yeah. Well, I'm
Holy
in it
shit.
too. I'm in
We
it too, so I probably already count. But
You can get more interactions from like Phoenix too. It was one of the points too as well.
what? So I can find you.
Yeah. No,
Here's a
pretty.
beacon mark. Here's a beacon marker. Come get me.
Yeah, and that and like zombies and shit. It just like puts you on another edge, dude. Like when you're streaming and you hear a bump in the night, and then you see your viewer count go up by one, you're like, I get it. That's a fucking NPC zombie, and now I'm shitting my pants. It's
But
Cool.
yeah, I might like because I have some like what even when I'm like even on my own I do have some comical to me. Like I can be funny. Just just saying like a horde of zombies, being like, nine's not going over there. Fuck, fuck off.
Oh, it
Go up
really
there.
encourages you to stay fully in character as well. Like
that's it.
it's a good
It
thing.
does because when you're not streaming, there's no one watching you. You're kind of just like the reason why I don't like solo RP is because I start playing the game instead of
Mm.
RPing. You know what I mean? I don't
Hmm
mean to. I don't like to. It's not something that like it's just something that I slip into. It's just like I'm not around no one. I'm not RPing, so I'm kind of playing the game, but I'm also trying to not make a fire because I mean
hmm
I mean, I added into my character's story, so I just try to stick with the stories and stuff like that. Like, my character is knowledgeable with pistols and rifles. I'm not knowledgeable with everything else, or like a bow, like Apollo was. Apollo learned the bow more from Alora and how to play. Like, farming. Farming is a good
Mm.
Mm,
example. I did not farm for shit. I didn't farm until like after Alora died because like I just pretended that I had no idea, and I would just hover over her shoulder and be like, What are you doing?
right.
I'm planting."
Mm.
Well, so
Mm.
you just put it on the ground. Is that what you do? No, no. You don't just do that. You got to do this, this, and this. I don't know nothing about
Yeah.
farming.
That's what I love about
Uh,
the group aspect because it's like you're allowed to have not know what the hell you're doing in certain specs.
yeah,
Like,
that's
oh,
fair. That's fair.
yeah. So being solo, it's like, well, fuck. If you don't know how to do a fire or stuff, it's like, well, shit. I guess you have to, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, fire is kind of like being starting a fire is kind of self-explanatory because if you really think about it, like when you're growing up, I mean, how many people have you
Oh
not
yeah, I mean,
heard
if you don't
say
have like a lighter
rubbing
and
a
match, it's
yeah, like how many people have been told you, hey, rub a stick and piece of bark? I mean, that's the very first thing about making a fire. That
go
was
outside and try that.
it don't work. I tried it.
Right? That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like
I mean,
hours.
my hands are gonna have red burns on them before that fire comes.
Exactly, dude. That's
But I mean, and I actually like speaking of like the stick and bark. When I was randomly playing DayZ, I had no idea that you could do that. I randomly picked it up, and it showed me there was more options. So I went down, and it said Kindle, like Firestar or whatever. I don't know what the name of it is. I'm like, okay, what's this? And then I got a trophy that said Firestar. I'm like, huh?
Mm.
And then I started
hmm,
the fire. I'm like, this just made my life so much easier.
right.
Yeah.
But
Killer
but with the
King
char-
encourages
but
you to stay in character. Is that true? You're in here spilling propaganda.
no, what I think what she's meaning is staying in character, like, you know, when you're there. Like, one thing that she taught me that is really cool is, like, when it becomes nighttime, everyone jumps off. She makes a fire and she sleeps in a cabin
Thank
or.
God.
Thank God.
No,
And
for
it
real,
encouraged.
dude. That's a legit thing, man. I checked the online
Yeah.
list one time when it got night because I predicted it on the stream. I was like, watch, I'm gonna check it now. I'm gonna check it in an hour, and there it was.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. I mean, I try not to do it, but I mean, when I first started off, I have no way of making a fire, and there's like
All
30 of them
right.
outside. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I'll just get off. And I was also trying to build up my morale too, because like as I'm getting on, as I'm passing places, it's like a punch in the gut every time. Like when I passed that bridge, I didn't even go over the bridge. I just looked at it and I was like,
Mm.
A lot of
you know,
people
I
do
used to
log
cross
off
that
at night.
bridge,
Hmm. What
and
would
I
you?
get it. Like,
Why do you think
what?
people do that though? Like log off at night?
Um, uh, I feel because I think it's just pure laziness of that they can't go nowhere and they can't see and they don't want to take that risk of going out. I mean, playing this server, I would understand not going out at night. Like that's a no bueno. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
go outside. Anybody who leaves the castle and says, "Oh, I'm going on a night trip," good luck, bud.
Right.
I'm staying
Mm.
home. I'm cracking a beer and I'm sitting by the fire. You don't want to go on a night trip with me? No, because I know what's
Right.
outside.
It's
Oh
terrifying.
no, she left. Not again. But
Jesus.
Hans is gonna be fun for you guys. I mean, it's not. I'll be honest. I'll be brutally honest. I really don't want to play that character. I wanted to be Apollo, but I can't be Apollo. I can't go back to the old life that I had. So I got to be this. So it's just taking a little bit more effort into like getting into the character as best as I can. Because once I do, I'll be fine,
Yeah.
absolutely fine. But it's just that heartbreaking feeling of knowing of what happened, what you did, It's it's like it's like a bad punishment from your parents. It's like
Yeah, I feel
you
for
know
you,
what you
dude.
did. You feel completely like shit. You hate what you did, and you know it's not Uncharted 2 where you can just go back into your same game and be like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna just ignore
Right.
you." But
I feel for you. It was cool. Like when I watched the video, I didn't know the background of it. I
yeah,
was like, what is he doing? And then once I learned, I was like, oh my god, that's just so stupid. But so I feel
yeah.
for you though, man. Like that's
I'm not gonna name no names, but there was a person that I was like that came up to me in RP, and I had a bad mojo with him in a previous character, like for like a not reasonable kill, and he ended up coming up to a school in Severograd, and he was trying to get me to come out to help him find the guy that I wanted to kill, and um, between that and hearing someone else outside with him after telling him to come alone, I was like, you know what? No, no, I'm not giving you this kill. I know why you're here. You have no reason to kill me, but I know you're gonna kill me anyways. So I'm not gonna let you. And if I had that same if I had that same knowledge of breaking character that I did with the person who played Adam, I definitely would have avoided that nature of that thing because I really don't like doing that a lot. Like I don't like, you know, asking people where they are a whole lot because it kind of defeats the purpose.
yeah, man.
A
You
lot
lose the magic.
you do lose the magic a little bit, and I try not to do it like as much ever, but I was not expecting this a lot. I was expecting a story build. I was expecting him just to go and just enjoy it, a little gunfight like we agreed upon, and just to make it look like it wasn't arranged. Like the whole purpose was to make it look like as realistic as possible, and just it was just arranged because he was leaving. But I had no idea. I mean, I know he had that in his little background about me and him, but I didn't expect that.
Hmm.
But as for Hans, he's gonna be a comical character. You'll enjoy his com comedian.
Like a stress relief. I feel you. I'm probably gonna do this. Well, I know what you're saying. Like you feel like you've done something so serious for 3 months. It's like God, I need to mix it. I need like to relax. This shit's getting too real.
Velope has joined the stream. Hello, Velope, Fox.
Do you get that feeling at all? Like, man, this shit has been so tense and serious. Like, I need a fucking, I want to be a clown for a little while.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing on the one server with WTR. Like, I'm trying to lay back from the soldierism stuff. I'm trying to like be like a very like an older character, a comical, funny character, rather than when I wake up, I don't just get drafted to the nearest group and go to war. Like I've been trying to avoid that because it's not fun no more. Like when I ran a community, I had a lot of fun. I mean, I had to deal with a lot of
True.
people and a lot of fights and a little bit of skirmish wars here and there. I mean, half of them I wasn't even awake when it came to ST. SOS was better. I was awake a lot more. I mean, I missed the one gunfight, but um, I
Shitty
was
Irish
awake for
internet.
the. She's gonna kick your ass. Uh, Guten Morgen to you too. Uh, Velope. Velope is another guy that I like RPing with.
Oh yeah, for
Velope.
sure.
I met Velope officially on ST, and Velope and me, he came to my community as, give me a second, don't say it yet. He's probably like texting the name ready up in
Don't
chat.
make me blush,
Uh,
says Le Pepe.
who said that? What?
Lavolpe says, "Don't make me blush." No, we were talking about you on the last podcast I had Lavolpe on. I think we were talking about you there. So
Let me think. Mm, it wasn't. I might have to phone a friend here. Wagner, yes, Dr. Wagner. That was or Wagner, as it's properly said. Dr. Wagner was someone he came to my town, and he was helping me out with the infection, viral infection thing. He, he took some of the Father Stefano's blood. I don't know where he's been at. I hope he's still around. Uh, he took his blood back, and the vials got mixed up because they weren't, I didn't mark them, and it happened to been the girl that I previously dealt with, but he wasn't infected, which was a great thing. Um, Wagner and Oleg kicked it for a while, but then you know, he got he got brainwashed into thinking that Wagner, Dr. Duquette, not Dr. Duquette, Mr. Duquette, and all them were responsible for what's his name? It was give me a
Uh,
second.
yeah.
I'm
Just
trying to think of his. I'm trying to think of the character name. I know the gamer tags. I'm just trying to think of the name.
you back,
I
Violet?
start
Mm.
Okay.
with
I gotta be.
I can't think of the name. What? But it was Don von Crest and his brother, um, which is his
Oh.
IRL brother. He got killed at the castle, in the Devil's Castle, and Oleg was brainwashed by fucking what's his name, Dr. Decker into that, they were responsible over there. And that's where I met, Velope from my community, and then, I had to go fight him. That's where I seen Wyla and him on the ground, and I was like, no, why are you here? Stop fucking with my heart. Like, no. I just clinked glasses with you at the fucking bar. No. I, when
Mm.
I when I seen her name, I was like, can I back out now? No, I can't do this. And then
Mm.
like Creedy was there, like they were all there, and I was looking at him like while he was talking to me, and I had my radio going because I was recording the conversation pretty much like on the radio to fucking not Daniel, uh, yeah,
Decker?
no, it wasn't Decker. Decker was there. It was Guts' character, the one who was leading him.
Oh. What's
Um,
his name?
it started with a D. It was like Damien. It was Damien.
Damon, I think.
Damon or something like that. Yeah.
Mm.
Um.
I think.
Yeah, Damon. And I was really heartbroken when I lost Velope. And it was like another. It was one of those. Like me and him never fought, but it was like an intense background story. Like he was like in a. I seen one of his videos. Um. I'm trying to let me see what he said. The first time you saw my bad side. Yeah, the bad side when you were on your knees in the church praying to God that you get to drain me of every drop of blood.
Oh.
That's what he wanted to do.
Oh, wow.
He wanted to cut me basically, and he wanted me to bleed out on him while he savored the moment and whatnot, cut my ear off or something like that. He had his plans, but we never met face to face because, well, like we never ran into each other. I ran into Duquette later on, but um, like I never had any like hostile interactions with him other than like the time I seen him in Bergino, like right at the checkpoint and shit. But I didn't really want to do anything to him because like we just started, and that's why and then I ended up opening a ticket about like it's like like I could kill you, but you know what? I really don't want to because like I just woke up and I have like my fucking pajamas on. Like this isn't war. This isn't wartime. This is go away. I want to go get some fucking loot so I could have at least like more than like a fucking pistol, like a shotgun at least.
Yeah, I'm just completely unprepared for the fucking interaction.
Yeah, he had a bow. That's when like I think that was when like the crossbows like were first coming in.
Mm.
I was scared of that crossbow. I'm not gonna lie because I had no idea the damage capabilities on that, and I don't even think I had a vest on, so I think I would have been really fucked. um, but that's what I met. That's why I did meet Velope over there. What did he say? In case bomb by the meeting. Uh, it was a bad side to choose, but the problem is I didn't know what happened until the very end. Like that's when I found out everything that like Don Don Von nah, Doc Von was presumed killed illegally because he didn't have like any like he was set up basically like people. It wasn't OOC thankfully, but it was like Talon came up to him and his brother and like told him to come with them or whatever. They're gonna do something up at the castle, and then it turned into, hey, we're gonna kill you. And there was just no reason to kill them, but I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like I thought, you know, they got hired and then they got caught and then they got killed. Why you didn't wake me up as I'm at the fucking castle is beyond me. Like this is like two people that are really important to me. You gotta woke me up, but you know they didn't. But it was just a bad scenery, and it sucked, especially when you find out all the rest of the stuff that I'm just not gonna bring up. But that's where I met Velope, and let me say, ask Wyla about the meeting. She was us there in Regina Fire Station. It was great. He's asking about a meeting that you guys had in a fire station in Bergino.
I actually kind of like am foggy on a lot of the details of that these days. I haven't thought about that in some time, but I remember that he had a bomb and a remote, and it was incredibly tense. But it ended up
Mm,
being kind of amicable, all right. He'd be better telling you the details of that. I can't fucking remember half of it, to be honest. God, such a long
I
time ago now. Feels like.
I felt bad. I felt bad for Velope. Like I really did. Like I did not want to break that friendship because I enjoy bonded with him. I mean, he came, he came up to. Well, I met him down like closer to his home, but like he was willing to come up to Starry Yar where I was staying. It's a great place, by the way. Like I like Starry Yar. It's not too big of a town, but it's not too small. It's got everything you need. It's away from. I mean, it's a hell of a way from everybody, but it's fun. So I enjoyed my away time. Very sad, depressed, and somewhat vacation. But he was willing to come up and get me. Like he wanted to talk to me. He wanted to see what was going on, and you know he invited me into my home. He was willing to give me the codes. He did give me the codes. So like when I'm standing there over him with you know instead of it was supposed to be over my beard, but when I had my multicam bandana on, and I just had to look at you guys, and I'm like, why?
It was just pure happenstance that I was even there as well, and it was like,
And especially when they're like, we should kill them, and everyone's like, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm sitting over there on my mic meter like, no, don't you fucking do that to Wild.
there was no fucking reason to kill me. Like,
There wasn't really no reason to raid was the hard part. Like I didn't expect them to go on a raid,
there was
and I
another little dodgy thing about that as well, that like when the server was opened originally, there was actually a rule that you had to open a ticket before a
take it.
base raid.
Yeah, I think that's
And it
implied
got
now.
changed somewhere along. Yeah, it's applied now. Fuck yeah, it is. Gonna fucking
Yeah,
raid somebody's base, that's a big fucking deal. Explain.
yeah. Explain why.
Mm.
The only thing I said, I mean, it's more my fault that it happened. But like the only thing I said to Damien was that you guys had a little Wagner said he had a little falling out, and apparently he took that way too personally, which is something that I've noticed in that group. If you like talk about them in like the slightest way, they show up with like the fucking U.S. military.
Mm.
But I mean that was that. Right after that, that's where I met him.
Yeah. It's a nice little community that we have here, I think.
Oh yeah, Deco was trying to make him his like personal puppy, but um, the thing was is like when you have tensions like that with somebody so bad that you killed their practical family, it's just something that you can't just be like, all right, Wyla, well, you killed my brother Boom, you killed my uncle Velope, you killed my sister Rogue. We're all good. Why are you gonna shake my hand? No, I'm gonna want to kill you. Like it's and I respect him for not giving up. You know, I initially thought like me and him were gonna have a last stand, regardless of who won. I was expecting me and him to be like on opposite sides of my town and just duke it out from there. However he wished to do it, make some terms of agreements of approaching, and then just go full bot out. When I mean terms of agreements, I mean like when you radio him, like, hey, I'm gonna be in my town, meet me here, motherfucker. We'll talk about some terms.
Hold
You
on,
meet me
I've
on the.
gotten lost somewhere. Who are you talking about now?
I'm talking about Velope.
Oh, right, okay.
What I was explaining about Velope is like um I respect him a lot for not giving in and not giving up. Like he kept up the fight.
Hmm.
That's why I said like if it was like you killing like my uncle Velope, fucking my brother Boom and my sister fucking Rogue, and then me just being like, all right, you know what, I'm friends with you now. Like
Yeah,
it wouldn't
yeah.
make sense.
Hmm.
And it wouldn't be realistic anyway. Like that's not what you do.
Back to the booth.
Hmm. Getting sort of late here. I was thinking about maybe going and trying to get some RP in.
All right.
Yeah, that
All
sounds
right.
good. Sure.
What do you
What up?
think?
What about you, Boom?
Yeah, it's around that time of day. Usually hop on here. I do got some interesting RP ahead of me. Curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I'm sure no one's gonna if Skin's death gets brought up. I'm sure people aren't gonna take that very well.
Hmm.
Potty time.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks though. It really does suck because now Apollo died, which was very traumatic for me and everyone. And then now they're gonna have to deal with, oh yeah, well by the way, Skins is dead too. Well, his character name is dead.
It seems to come in pairs, doesn't it? And the
Well,
fucking romance
mm,
curse is continuing as well.
true, and
Yeah, on me.
we might die too before we get to the council. So nobody might not ever figure it out.
Right. Oh man, I'm fucking ready to get stuck in here. Right. I'm gonna hop out the party, but it's been
Thank you.
a
Yeah, let's wrap it. Thank you so much, guys. Stopping by. Thank
mm,
you, Army Boy. Coming
Yeah,
on.
I appreciate you bringing me on in here. It was fun. I mean, I would have had a lot more to talk about with Apollo and how he's doing if he didn't die, but it happened. It was my initial plan, but how his life was going, how it started, but it just didn't go that way. I do appreciate the rest of the people here, the five, well, four since I'm here, but like Devon, Rogue, Velope. See who else was texting. Logan, if you're still here. Highway, if you're still here. Bro.
this man thinks that he won't be a good streamer.
Right, you're gonna be talking them up, man.
Hmm.
You're gonna be
All right.
gay.
I'll see you later, guys. I'm
I'll
gonna
see
I'm gonna go
you.
hop in. Peace out.
Hey
You might just
guys,
make me stream now.
you should do it, man. It's so much more fun with this
You gonna
added
watch?
rule set.
Yeah. And then am I gonna have an audience? You guys gonna
Right.
watch me? Yeah.
I'm sure people stop by all the time, check in, stream sniping, especially if there's zombies.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, man. Gonna do Devon sometime in the next month.
Oh
We'll see.
yeah. Can't wait to see Devon.
All right, we're gonna get him on here at some point. But
Devon, you're
yeah,
next, motherfucker.
all right, and pro
All right.
gamer too.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
pro. Yeah.
all right, but yeah, thanks, bro. He's going to go get some RP into.
Yeah, well, I promise that nothing like Apollo's death will ever happen again. Tell you that very much. I
That's
do
cool.
very much apologize. I mean, I should have spoke up to this a while ago. I mean, I've already made my side apology with her, but you know, um, I just really did suck. Like the entire day was just really, really, really shit. Like I had to deal with Apollo's death. I had to deal with like family drama in the background, which is beating up on me while I'm talking to Wyla, and then hearing about like the more like things that came out like on the other side about like it was more of a purpose thing done, like a fuck you, I'm gonna leave now type of thing. So it
Yeah,
just really did suck.
JD's a piece of shit, and everybody knows that now. So fuck him.
But he's gone. We have better people in here, and hopefully that the people that did watch or the people that will watch later on, towards the end of the video, if they get to that far, if they don't click off too soon, you better watch the whole thing, motherfuckers. That will learn, from this mistake that it doesn't matter who you think your friend is or who you think your friend isn't. Everything is better
In
when you try to
game.
keep it when you try especially with hostility. I should have known, but it's over. I feel a little bit better. I mean, I'm still heartbroken. I mean, I missed the shit out of Sin. I missed that little RP that I was having, and always looking over my shoulder with her brother and stuff. Her
Yeah, I mean, I'm
protector.
sure we get a chance to RP with her again at some point.
You
Different
know,
characters, different universe.
I'm sure I'll be around. You guys will hear me on the radio or sometime calling out to you, and you'll catch me and explain to me. Unless I am on the west side and stumble upon your castle because it's when you're walking through and you see that gate, it's kind of hard not to be like, oh well, someone's living here.
True.
But thanks guys for coming on. Maybe I will stream. I'll think about it. I gotta put things together. Um, it would just be a gaming stream, like there's no camera or anything. But
Yeah,
I don't even have room
screw the
for a
camera.
camera.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got thoughts on that. Don't want to stare at somebody's face while they're role playing anyway. But yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, brother. I is getting out of here. Appreciate
All
y'all
right, I'll
watching.
see.
Later.
I'll see.
Yeah, Pro Gamer and Cam Jam sometime in the next week or two. Alrighty. Peace out.